you ever needed something so badly you couldn't rest without it? A warm blanket? A glass of water? Well, imagine needing a story just to fall asleep. Tonight, I want to share a tale about a king who had everything, except a good night's rest. Long ago, in a vast and prosperous kingdom called Illorinla, there lived a powerful king named Oba Adakar the Wise. His palace glittered with gold, his barns were overflowing with food, and his loyal soldiers guarded every gate. But despite all this wealth, the king had a peculiar problem. He simply could not sleep without hearing a story every single night. As the moon climbed into the sky and the palace grew silent, the king's eyes would stay wide open. He needed someone to sit by his bedside and weave a tale for him. If there was no story, he would toss and turn until the sun rose. This lack of sleep made him cranky and impatient, and his bad mood would ripple through the entire kingdom, causing trouble for everyone at first. The royal storytellers were happy to serve. They told fascinating stories of brave hunters, clever tortoises, mighty warriors, and talking animals. They painted pictures with their words, taking the king on incredible adventures. But as the years went on, the king's demand for stories grew and grew. He wanted newer stories. Longer stories and wiser stories than ever before. The storytellers became exhausted. Their voices grew weak, their minds felt empty, and their well of tales ran dry. One night, a famous storyteller, known for his enchanting voice, failed to show up. He had completely lost his voice after years of nightly performances. The king became furious. He sent out a royal decree. Anyone in the kingdom who knew a story must come to the palace immediately. And so the people came, elders with stories from ancient times, travelers with tales from distant lands, traders with stories from bustling markets, and even children with simple, imaginative yarns. Night after night, they told their stories. Some were thrilling, some were hilarious, and some were filled with deep wisdom. But still, the king's hunger for stories was never satisfied. Then, one evening, a poor shepherd boy named Sola appeared at the palace gate. He wore simple clothes and carried nothing but a small wooden flute. The palace guards scoffed at him, but the boy spoke with a calm confidence. "I have a story," he said, "that the king has never heard before." The guards, intrigued by his boldness, led him into the king's grand chambers. Sola didn't start with tales of epic heroes or powerful magic. Instead, he began a simple story about his village. He spoke about the importance of listening to the elders, the lessons learned from making mistakes, and the wisdom found in the small moments of everyday life. His voice was gentle and flowed like a peaceful river. As the boy told his story, the king felt something he hadn't felt in a very long time. A deep sense of calm washed over him. His mind stopped racing, and his heart felt at peace. For the first time in years, King Adakar fell into a deep, restful sleep long before the story was even finished. When morning came, the king felt refreshed and clear-headed. He summoned Sola to his side. "Your story gave me a rest no other tale could," the king said. "What is your secret?" Sola bowed respectfully and replied, "Great king, stories are not just for one person to consume. They are meant to be shared. You stay awake because you take stories, but you do not give any in return." The king was silent, letting the boy's words sink in. He realized the truth in them. He had spent his entire life listening, taking in all the wisdom and entertainment, but he had never shared his own experiences, his own lessons. From that day forward, everything changed. The king started inviting children, elders, and travelers into the palace every evening. Sometimes he listened to their stories, and sometimes he told his own. He shared tales of his own mistakes, the lessons he learned from them, and his hopes and dreams for the kingdom. As stories began to flow both ways and out of the palace, a beautiful balance was created. The king slept peacefully every night, and the entire kingdom of Illorinla grew happier and wiser. And that is why the elders often say, "A story shared is a gift returned." The story teaches us that true rest comes from a calm heart, and that a healthy community is built on both listening and sharing. Wisdom isn't something to be hoarded. It's a gift that grows when you pass it on. What do you think? Have you ever found wisdom in sharing your own story? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed this tale, Please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that warm the heart and calm the mind. See you next time.